All right, you're listening to episode 30 of the Bachelor podcast.
Welcome to the Bachelor podcast, a show about everything but nothing at the same time. Two guys that took jobs away from their families and living the Bachelor lifestyle.
Hey, how you doing, Dwayne?
Good, man. How's it going down in Texas?
Texas. It's hot, like real hot. And there's not a lot of air everywhere we go. It's like they purposely make it miserable for everybody. So, but
well, just look at it this way: you're sweating fat away.
Yeah, but I'm eating horribly. I come in at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I eat Lunchables and drink rum and Coke.
So when I called you, like, here, let me move this, and it was some rum and Coke. Let me move these spicy Doritos.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I don't really get a chance to eat real meals, so that's what I've been doing for, I don't know, the past week or so almost. I've been down here a week, so I got about another week at least left. So.
Well, it's starting to warm up here in Missouri. I think it got up close to 80 degrees today. So.
Well, I thought we were going to have some flash floods here. It's been pouring too. I almost got killed too. I forgot to tell you that. So I was in a trailer loading up some gear and stuff like that, and there was another trailer facing us from a different unit that was loading up gear, and they were all talking about this lightning strike that almost hit this trailer. Lightning strike. And I was like, yeah, I was in that trailer, you idiots. It was the closest. They said it was like 10 foot away from us.
Did the hair stand up on your arms and back of your neck?
I thought I got blown up. It was the loudest boom I've ever heard. So, and I was in a metal trailer, so that was good.
I would say, did the hair stand up on your back?
Hey, you wanna go in this route? I just wanted, if this is how you want to proceed with this podcast, by all means, go ahead and proceed and see how well it works out for you.
No, I won't say anything.
Oh, okay. So that's enough of that story. But it's been pretty good though. I mean, whether it's been horrible, but other than that, I mean, been having fun. Had some food for Cinco de Mayo, so that was good.
Yeah, it is Cinco de Mayo. So, I think that we have a friend and she's from Mexico and they don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo down there.
It must just be white people. I'm okay with it. It's more Mexican food. A reason to eat Mexican food, and I'm down for it. And what better place than Texas? So.
Maybe Mexico?
In America, what better place than Texas or California? All
right, well, so let's get into the topic. We kind of got two topics, and one of them, it boggles my mind. She's an Olympic runner for South Africa.
Yes.
And her name is, and I'm not going to pronounce this right, I'm sure, Makagati Caster.
You are
Naya.
Like I've never even heard. So, yeah, I actually saw a whole bunch of articles. I follow some social media, and they were talking about that and the controversy surrounding that.
So, basically, she had to get tested to see if she was actually a man.
Yes.
Comes back that she's actually a woman. Then they test her for testosterone levels and see that they're higher than the average woman, which they believe gives her an unfair advantage to all the other runners. So their fix for this is the only way she can run is if she takes this, I don't want to say medication, but some kind of drug to bring down her testosterone level so she's on a level playing field with the rest of the sprinters.
Yeah, that to me is absurd. I saw that and I was immediately I was like, that seems just, it's absurd that just I saw an article on it. It's like, well, would you make Shaq 5 foot because it's unfair to the rest of the basketball players, or
Well, not
something?
only that, they talk. They can't take enhancing drugs, but it's okay to take what
Dehan- Dehancing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably not a word, but
That's what
but
we're going with.
but gender people that associate themselves, if there was born a man but they associate themselves as a woman, they can compete in women's sports.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those wrestlers and even some power lifters and stuff, which I think we've touched on in a few other previous episodes.
So my question with that is, are they going to make them take medication or drugs to bring down their testosterone level?
I would
Because
assume,
it's going to be higher.
and I understand that. Like, I mean, I think you can see the same way as me. A guy competing in, or a guy, or somebody that was formerly a guy competing in a woman's sport is totally different than a woman competing in a guy's sport. I know that's like a double standard, but
well, I'm not saying that a woman can't compete with male. That's not the point. I mean, I guess
you have more of an advantage if you're a male competing in a woman's sport than you do if you're a female competing in men's sport. Just solely off of,
basing it on testosterone levels. That's what we're basing it on.
So, I mean, I think everybody, of course, with all the news articles on this, it's very clear that it's just absurd that they would even call this out.
Yeah, when I seen that, and then someone made that comment about transgender can compete in their sex that they affiliate with.
Like transgender is completely different than this situation. I mean, this tested female, and she just has a higher testosterone rate than the normal levels, and they want her to lower it because, well, let's face it, she's kicking everybody's butts.
Well, so Michael Phelps, he got how many gold medals, right?
Yeah.
So he obviously, because of the way his body's made up, has a unfair advantage to the other swimmers. So let's slow him down by making him swim with one hand behind his back, or
well,
making him have to swim extra. It's just the same thing.
He got caught smoking marijuana, which also just generally slows you down. So if he's that fast with marijuana, I mean, let's give him all the medals. So that's my thought process on it.
But you get what I'm saying. It's like it's their natural ability. It's not their fault. They're born with it. Let's just watch and see. And it's frustrating.
Yeah, but I mean, it just, I don't know. People are stupid. That's all I can say. So, I mean, everybody's got their own little thing, and I'm sure it's just people that are, honestly, it's jealousy that she's beating them. But
it's ridiculous.
It's like in the horse races this weekend. The guy that cheated or that got disqualified, the people that called him out on it weren't even had a chance to win. It's all jealousy. But that's a different subject.
Yeah, I didn't. Aaron went to.
I saw some news articles on it and stuff like that. That the guy that won the horse that won the Kentucky Derby got disqualified for interference.
And that hadn't happened, and I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy, but I don't know. It is what it is. This is the world that we live in. So.
Well, speaking of the world, are you living in the world, or are you living in social media?
Well, I would have to say probably a little bit more social media. I don't get my news from like old school sources. It's definitely all social media. little bit of MSN and then Snapchat and stuff
Well,
like that is what
I'm not talking about news.
All right, you're not talking about what?
I'm not talking about news.
Like
I mean,
social media.
actually having a relationship with someone without it being through social media.
Versus the whole Netflix documentary on making a murderer. That that kind of really, I don't know. I feel like that can also sway your judgment depending on by the. Is that what you're talking about, or something different a little bit?
You're gonna have to reset. You're breaking up pretty bad.
Yeah. Like the making a murderer. Is that what you're talking about? Like how it's portrayed, or how people perceive that just based off the movie or based off the TV show itself?
No, I'm talking. For example, there's this podcast I listen to called Broken Hearts, and it's about a lesbian couple that adopted 6 African American kids from Texas. And I won't go into too much because I don't want it to ruin, the whole setup of it. I will tell the end because the end at the very beginning. It's old news. 2017 is when it actually happened. These women end up killing themselves and the 6 children.
Okay.
And there was people defending them, and all the relationship was through social media. They didn't have a real relationship with them. And how they were such good people, all the posts were such good that it couldn't have been them. And maybe if they'd had a real relationship with them, meet up, talk like normal people, someone may have been tipped off. These kids may still be alive.
Yes. Well, I mean, you can say that about a lot of things. People snap all the time. There's no telling what went into it. I don't think they're saying absolutely it's not an accident, correct?
No, it wasn't an accident. It was deemed everything that they got, that they drove off the cliff at a high speed from not that far of a distance, and the brakes weren't hit once.
I mean, you can't really get into the psyche of how people think, for sure. I mean, everybody.
I'm not saying, that
I mean,
trying to understand what they did. That's not my point. My point is they're defending these women like they were saints, but they didn't know them. They only knew them from the positive posts that they put on Facebook. That's it. They didn't know them any other way. How can you defend someone if you don't know them truthfully?
Well, I mean, I know I keep going back to this, but it's like the making the murder. There's no way that you don't know that person. You're just basing it off of what fact, or not even facts, but people are saying about the case, or how it's portrayed. And that's the same with social media. I mean, social media is notorious for either being good or bad. Everybody knows in this world now you have to have social media. I mean, it's a very big platform. That's where people mostly consume all their information. I mean, I get it. People, I see it all the time on Facebook and stuff. I see them posting things, and they don't truly know. In any news story, they're like, happened. Okay, that's somebody that wrote that. That's probably person's camera. That's for them. Research. And that's just seen it a lot within probably the last 5 years. Then
It just kills me how people think that they know someone just from their Instagram post or their Facebook post. Without having a personal relationship with someone, how can you actually know them by what they just post online? How much do you actually know them? And then when someone does do real something, hey, something crappy happened to me, I posted it, or I was an idiot and I did it this way, and then there's nothing but shaming, and no daggum good and well that person wouldn't have the guts to say that to you to your face, but they want to sit there and ridicule everything you do through social media. If it's the little bit of good you get is followed by just a ton of bad stuff, and here, like you have daughters close to my daughter's age, one that is my daughter's age, and there's no way I want her to be even close to Facebook.
Well, I do restrict the Facebook access. And to be honest, my oldest daughter, I don't really see her ever using Facebook. She never posts on Facebook. I don't even think she even gets on Facebook now. I think it's more portrayed towards the Instagram and stuff like that, which is, I would say Facebook's more of a, our age to probably 10 to 15 years younger than that. Because those are the people that start out using Facebook with all these other social platforms. And they always say that, if you want to get ridiculed, you go to Facebook. If you want to go to Instagram to actually feel better about yourself, just because of how it's posting stories and stuff. I don't really see a lot of sad stuff on Instagram versus Facebook.
Well, there's still shaming on some of the big platforms. People post something and then they just immediately attack them. I'm just like, what's the point? What point are you getting across? And then, I've done the test with my kids. They need to know what technology is. They need to know how to access this stuff and use this stuff in moderation. If I can tell when they've been on there too long, they're jerks. They're literally little jerks. So, we take it away from them, make them, do a little activity or talk like a person and not through text. Do stuff like that. They're a completely more happy kid than just someone sitting there looking at a screen all the time.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with text. I know it's easy and it's convenient, but if you have to text over 3 or 4 messages, it's way easier just to call and let you know. I understand that there's sometimes you can't call. And I know what you're going to say, and you go ahead and say it, but I'm not a big texter.
We know this.
I'm not going to type like 5 different lines.
You hurt his feelings all the time. You give him one word response.
You guys just need to call.
Well, I don't know how busy you are. You're always a busy person, so I prefer to text just to see if they're busy. Even when I get ready to call you, I even text you, "Hey, can I call?"
And that's cool. But when it goes like 20 minutes worth of texting, and you're trying to text paragraphs, and then you lose context of what the heck you're even trying to explain, it's just like, I can have a conversation. I'm perfectly capable of having a phone conversation to discuss something.
Well,
and get to the point.
In my defense, you don't know who's in that vehicle. Maybe they're traveling with you back from family day and you say something stupid, okay? I say a lot of stupid things, okay? I need to make sure that that's not on speakerphone. What I do.
Well, from now on, I'll just put it, hey, you're on speakerphone, there's other people around.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. But even then, I'll
when I don't
say something stupid. So it's just, I don't know. But
my point is, I think social media sucks for the most part, especially Facebook. It's too much negativity. People get the wrong idea. Someone posts something, well, that's just disgraceful. I can't believe they posted that. Or what is she wearing? Or what is he wearing? Or what are they doing? That's stupid. You know what?
I just go for the comments. I like reading comments. I just like to get the reaction, but that's probably the more sadistic side of me. Just seeing something, I'll see somebody post something, I was like, oh, I got to go to the comments. So, or share a post.
You get your kicks watching people bash other people then.
Oh yeah. There's one that really I saw it the other day, and I'm like, you don't go to because of when your friends post it or share it, you're not gonna get maybe 1 to 2 comments. No, you need to go to the main post and see what everybody else is saying about it. So it I don't know. I like watching or seeing the posts and stuff. But as far as like cyberbullying or something like that, that's totally different. That's not what I'm talking about. So I don't want to,
I'm not either. I'm talking about just having a real relationship with a person.
It's easier to talk crap if you're behind a keyboard, though.
I talk crap to you
Or a
and to your
microphone.
face. I have no problem talking crap to you to your face.
You're scared of me, whatever. So that's besides the point. It's fun.
Just have real relationship. That's all I'm saying. Don't think that you actually know who someone is just through their Instagram or Facebook posts. They're probably not that way. What?
Is that what you're saying? Or their podcast?
We're being real right here.
No, what I'm saying is we are
listening
social
to this
media.
podcast, getting absolutely aggravated at what these folks are saying.
Yeah, but I mean, we speak our mind, but podcasting is a source of social media to an extent, I would say. Not, I mean, we even have social media platforms, and Facebook reminds me every day that I need to post and interact more with my followers. So
I guess what you're saying, then it's a necessary evil. All I'm saying is just don't get to know them through social media. Actually get to, I mean, you can't go and defend someone if you don't know them.
Well, in the age that we live in, social media is everything. It's how you get followers. It's like, and I'm talking more on a platform.
Everything for what? To what means?
To get your, say if you're selling a product, you're trying to get your product out there.
I'm talking about relationships.
Well, to even do relationships. I mean, I'd hate to say it, but I don't know if I'd hate to say it. But Farmers Only wasn't around when I was, what good farm women are out there, or what's the other one? Tinder,
That's a means to meet someone and actually have a relationship with them.
Well, it's still social media. You got to swipe left or right. I just don't know which way to swipe. I forgot. I've never used it before. I could be swiping the wrong way.
You just can't defend someone if all you know is their social media account. That's all. That's my point.
Okay, but it's just the world we live in. There, pops, grandpa, you need to get over it. It's just part of life nowadays.
I don't have to get over someone trying to defend someone they didn't know, and they killed 6 innocent kids.
I'm not saying that.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. So
that was the point of my argument. You're bringing in farmersonly.com.
Well, I was trying to talk about getting to know people or knowing their true self. I don't really think
Farmers Only. Which way do I swipe? That's how I know them.
I don't even know Farmers Only. You swipe. You might swipe up or down on Farmers Only. I don't really know for sure. I just see the ads. It's a good time. I like to keep it professional here on this podcast, so I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm enjoying Cinco de Mayo, as you can tell, but it is what it is. So the social media is not going away anytime soon. There, people or pop out or whatever the heck they call them.
I'm not saying it needs to go away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying have real relationship. That's it.
But that's how even elections are won, is social media. So it's no different. You keep going back to this whole thing with the podcast and stuff. People believe stuff based on what they see on social media. Same as this Broken Hearts the lesbian couple. They're believing in what they see on social media and trying to defend it. Anytime somebody gets arrested or a Moberly man gets arrested, I saw another one, by the way. There's always some comments on there. Oh, maybe he did it. Maybe he did do it. You've got battle between the two. So now.
But you're not going there to defend him.
Some of them are.
Oh, that.
Not Moberly people, but But yeah, I've seen some defense. There was this one. It was a horrible story, actually. It was a school bus driver that was charged for raping a 14-year-old, and he got off with no jail time. So, I mean, I didn't look at the comments. I'm sure that there's not too many people in their right mind that would defend that, even not even knowing that, he even confessed to it and he didn't get any jail time. So, yeah, there's always going to be those instances where they don't defend them. But I'm sure there's probably, I don't know, I bet you there was a handful of people that probably did defend them on there just because of how people will act.
Well, and I'm not saying go on there and bash them either.
No.
But to say, it boggles my mind to sit there and say, well, they were good people. Did you see these posts that they did? I mean, this is what they were doing, yada, yada. But they didn't they never had met them. They never personally had met them.
Well, yeah, you're always going to get that no matter what, though, because people see something and they believe it. That's just the world we live in nowadays. It'll be fun. I mean, it's just
that's fine. You believe everything you read and see how far it gets you.
I don't read a lot. I watch, but I think I feel like we've got probably enough for a podcast here. Unless you have any other input.
No, I've vented. I feel better about myself.
I feel better about myself too. Pretty much any time I talk, I feel better. I don't even know the word for it. Invigorating. It's like, gosh, this awesome person's talking again. So
I really didn't think you thought I was awesome, but I appreciate it.
That's not what I'm saying at all. So we know who the champ of this podcast is.
All right. Well, go watch your Game of Thrones. Enjoy Texas, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right. And everybody, please like, subscribe, share. I know that we've been kind of distant. The next one we'll probably be a little off on, but I swear once we get back in the routine of it, we'll be on a regular schedule. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya.
See ya.
All right.